a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Ooh, yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, ooh, yeah. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. Ooh. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey. Funky Bones, don't you bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah. Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble, don't be afraid. No afraid. Look at them dive. Funky Bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah. Kira's got the apples. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Oh yeah. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey, hey.
Under
the stars, they share a little bite. Yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, ooh, yeah. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky Bones, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Ooh, yeah. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share.
Little gray munching on that hay, chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play, jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky, little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, you don't care why, wings of earth, the aim so high. Freedom in his furry flight, sun and moon is only guide. No more walls, no cage inside, little gray so wild inside. Pausing blind, he's on the move, no one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beating feels the soothe, little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams, world ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes, life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon, stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune, backyard life's a wild cartoon.
Happy rabbit on a naughty spree. Bananas from Capits in Korea, quick to flee. Teasing sisters jumping wild and free. Leapfrogging over Posh spice, too stealthy for me. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears a call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Tiny eyes glinting, always on the prowl. Moving through the shadows, stealthy as an owl. Captain Stash pilfered, making her scowl. Teeny's got agility, swift as a howl. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears a call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild and on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild and on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Give her a toy. Teeny's grand adventure, loving it all.
Dusty the rabbit, all covered in hay, building her nest like it's time to play. Big floppy ears and a mischievous twitch. In the yard, she's always digging a ditch. She sneaks through with a hop and a skip, eyes wide open, just looking for a trip. Suspicious, she is not denying that fact. Playful trickster, always up to some act. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the stylish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the ways she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show.
Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush blazing a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Inkle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, but sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies come, big bug falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
He's a rabbit that can't get enough. cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops. Eat the cookie. He's a cookie cat. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating. 'Cause he's a cookie cat. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating. 'Cause he's a cookie cat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In a kingdom far away, there's a princess named Kira, with beautiful brown locks and eyes that sparkle. Every day at twilight, she dances through the meadow with bunnies by her side as the sun starts to retire. One bunny turned to two, and two turned to a dozen. But Captain Kira's heart's forever filled with love. Her kingdom now enchanted, a ballet of soft footsteps, magical melodies carried on wings of a dove. Ballerina princess, her bunnies by her side, a twirl and a pirouette as dreams come alive. Captain Kira dances, her heart so full of bliss, in a world enchanted where love will always persist.
I'm here, guys. Hello. Oh my goodness, all the bunnies are back in here. Hey, fabulous. I have all the food. I have all the food for you guys. Donkey. Oh boy. Look at this. So guys, I'm gonna put your food over here. Please, I gotta get the other phone that I was charging so I can look at the chat. Here, guys, entertain the audience for 1 second. Entertain the audience. No one needs to phone. No one needs to phone. I will be right. You involved or human mom, me and mom said much me and mother is how we tell you. And go home. Yeah, uh, what rhymes with fun? Oh, okay. Just really need to protect my coffee. Maybe we can trust my coffee with donkey. Okay. Wait, this is not my camera. So it's knocked my camera. Oh, who did that? Who's no, 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 you may not eat my dress. You may not eat. My gosh, they're out of control. The giant buns are out of control. Hey, AJ Punk, hey, Christian Giant Star, Triple Star, Rich Dressing Smoothie, Buddy with the Loops. So good to see all of you guys. Thank you for all being. I know I'm very late. I was talking to a very entertaining older gentleman at church in the parking lot. He is the sweetest, the cutest, wonderful storyteller. He's led a very long, illustrious life. He has done all kinds of stuff, and he is, above all, he is just a good-hearted, sweet guy. And he kept apologizing for keeping me there with his stories, and I was like, no. I mean, it's like an honor to hear like this older, wise gentleman who has funny stories and heartfelt story. I mean, just I love. And he was like, "Oh, I really can talk. I can really." I can't remember how he put it, but I was like, "Oh, as can I." As Captain Kira has a gift for the gab as well. Guilty as charged. Like I'm not going to complain with someone keeping me talking in a parking lot, telling fun stories. I will never complain. Well, that is, I mean, I do have church until technically just until 7:30, but part of the fun of church is talking to um the coolest people. They have just people with hearts of gold at this church, and they have welcomed me, and I love talking to all of them. I got to see Kristen Cheyenne Star, Triple R, Ranch Dressing, Smoothie K Dog, Mustard Queen, Delphine the Rabbit, the Dress Muncher, Delphine the Rabbit, the Dress Muncher. You can never eat enough dresses. It never stops eating ruffles, 'cause she's the dress queen. Ding dong, what will you do about the castle? The castle shortage in today's market? He wore the loops. I don't know if he realized that he was the only one without a bunny castle currently. So I've got all these other parts that Jack, gave me like, okay, this hallway is kind of uh, we've got like this big piece. We've got these pieces, this thing. So like you guys, I have my work cut out for me. I need to I need to put the rest of the bunny castle together. The only problem is I believe a lot of those components they bind together the two, big castle parts, but I don't really want to just give this to one, you know, set of one group of bunnies. So I don't know what to do. But you know what? I can figure out something. But yeah, Woody Loops. Yeah, King Donks doesn't have a castle. Not the best. Keeks Majikster K Dog, how was your day today and how was everyone else's day? My day was kind of long, like got up early, had another unexpected trip out early this morning, but I had to be somewhere pretty early right after that. So I had a lot of driving. I had a lot of driving this morning, but you know what? My ballet class, my muscles felt like cement and lead and all that stuff. My muscles were very tired. But I had a wonderful ballet class with my good friend that teaches it, and feel like the luckiest girl in the world that I get to take one of the world's best, most awesome ballet classes with one of the best teachers, who's my friend. And we have a beautiful pianist playing live on a just giant Steinway grand piano in a huge, beautiful dance studio, and had some wonderful conversations with some people uh, with the whole ballet scene, and did a little grocery shopping for these guys, and had some good phone conversations today with people close to me, and had lunch. I made an awesome lunch and ate it outside. Oh my gosh, how great is that? Um, banana, Mr. Weeks, banana, Mr. Weeks, banana, Mr. Weeks, banana, frittata, colada, da 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 da, Mr. Weeks, banana. Geeks Majeekster K-Dog at church, I was just losing my mind. That's why I was being stupid with the feet on the table. And then saying the other girl, she is not my boss. Kristen, you know I love you. You are like definitely my adopted daughter. I claim you as my adopted daughter. Not legally, but unofficially. But I could not figure out for the life of me what was going on at church and with you. And I love you, but I was sad. I thought you were mad at me or something. So I didn't know what to think. But you know what? People have bad days, and that's acceptable. You know what? We got to give you that was your bad day. You had it, and you're owning up to it. And so, like that, I forgive you if that's what if you need forgiveness. But I was, you know what? I was just worried about you. Frankly, that was my biggest thing. Is I was worried about you. Um, where has Dusty been? Dusty, she is a trip. She is a trip and a half, that girl. She's getting pretty destructive, and she just wants to build stuff, and she tears everything apart because she wants to drag it to different locations and build things. So I gotta figure out I gotta give her stuff that is okay to tear apart, like old towels. I gotta, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question, Woody Woodland Loops, because I just need to give Dusty building materials that she can have, and then I think things will be fine. Teeny. But Kristen, like the energy today at the giant Bunz house was really off, and it was very intense, and it got violent. It got violent. It got like crazy. So you know what? There's something in the air today, Kristen. I think there was a lot of strife in the air. We've had stuff happening, in the news. If you've checked the news, and it's some disturbing stuff. And the thing is, it's very hard to process what the stuff that's been going on because it's been very difficult stuff. You know what I mean? Like I won't go into it. We don't need to focus on it, but there's a lot of difficult stuff happening. And if you listen to the news, I think your brain goes in high gear, and it's like, how do you calm that down? It's like, how do you even understand some of the stuff that's happening? But anyway, thanks for saying that, Kristen, because I love you, girl. You know? But thanks for asking how my day was. I was just gonna ask you how yours how yours was, Kristen, and everyone else too. I am the adopted professional. You are too, AJ Punk. I'd adopt you in a heartbeat. You are a sweetheart. You are I think you're a big, gentle giant pro Midwestern wrestler who has a heart of gold. And I value you on these streams, and I am I mean, saw a comment right as I was opening up the Giant Buns YouTube tonight. I think I saw you telling people or asking people to subscribe, and I think you are a Giant Bunz advocate. You were out there helping me when I wasn't even aware that you were doing that until just now, and I was very touched by that. So you're a sweetheart, AJ Punk. You were also my adopted professional wrestler. And at church, I was also trying not to have a panic. Oh, if there's anything I can do to help you when you're in that state, just let me know because I was right there willing to hang with you, you know? I was really looking forward to seeing you tonight, you know? I love chilling with you, Kristen, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to, like, handle myself with and then there was, like, the little kids and, it's there's kind of there wasn't quite as much children down there as there could be, but, it's a little chaotic down there in the church basement. I am the adopted main man mod. Yes, you are. Oh, Hewlin mod. Oh boy, you have been an unstoppable companion of loyalty and valor and bravery and just sheer um, commitment. What could you ask for in a man, really? All those things I just said. He sounds like the giant buns knight in shining armor and shining floofy fur. Is that right, Dusty? So yeah. Oh my gosh, Elon Mall. You are really valued on giant buns. I think that goes without saying, but I should say it because I want you guys to know that you are so appreciated. You know, I like I know I'm kind of lighthearted about giant buns most of the time, but like I do take it seriously. Like I need to make more content with like the now that I'm taking over the YouTube shorts and everything. And I have some really basic things like I need to get all the stuff off my phone. I've been taking video with the iPhone, but I have some really cute stuff like the encounter with Donkey and Peanut the raccoon yesterday. I got to get that off the iPhone and see if I can make a cute little YouTube short out of it because that was really something. I think people would get a kick out of that. People like the whole interspecies um, animal videos where totally different kinds of animals are interacting. People love that. I love it. But those tend to go kind of viral and do really well. So I think if we could just have one video that goes crazy, um, it will really help Giant Buns to grow. And again, I'm kind of okay with like smaller chats for the streams. I actually prefer that. 14 is kind of my top of the amount of people to be like watching the stream. That's like wait a minute, Mike Canell. You just showed up in there? Well, welcome, Mike. It is like such a treat, an unusual treat for you to be able to be here. Yeah, this time I know that the time zone is a very big what do they call it? Limiting factor for you, as they say in wildlife management. It's a limiting factor for the wild Mikey and L. The Dutch, wild Dutch creature cannot be up at this time of night because they should be hibernating. Holding a deep breath and exhaling slowly seems simple, but it can help with anxiety. Okay, exhaling slowly. Oh my gosh, that is like actually calming. Okay, Wes, I just tried it. I think you're onto something. It can help with also good to remove yourself from a situation that is stressful. Just walk away if you can. Kristen, what actually would have been nice? Like during that half an hour that we were there before church, what about walking around that beautiful graveyard outside it was gorgeous with the sun beaming in and all the trees still have their beautiful leaves, like, maybe just going outside, breathing deeply, and doing like that what Wes said, like, exhaling slowly, taking a walk outside, I mean, the basement's fun, but it's like, save hiding and holding up in the basement for when it's, like, freezing out, you know? Um, how are you doing, Mikey? I hope you're doing well. Plenty of potassium, and they go great. Oh, bananas! Bananas for all. Plenty of potassium, go great with vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, and oh gosh, Yulin Mall. That's banana splits. I had one not too long ago before a concert that I saw. That was my dinner, was a banana split with dairy ice cream. Oh, that was a treat. Hi always, Hulin Wooly and Kristen. Kirsten Shioni. Stop. Mikey's Mikey's tired. Kristen Shioni. Wait, I like that. Kirsten Shioni Star. Kristen Shioni Star. It's Kristen Shioni Star. I also see Woofy Woofs. Woofy Woofs. This Woofy Woofs. I didn't like my day today. Honey girl, honey child, you didn't seem like you liked your day. Yeah, so you can tell us about your day. Tell us about your awful day. We are here to listen to you. Um, we'll listen to everything. And I don't know. My rhyme is not on time tonight. Yes, do stuff that will lift your spirit. Not everything can be fun, but you gotta make your own fun too. That's true. Like, oh my gosh, everything is going to Mary Poppins. Every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and the job's a game. With every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to me that a spoonful of sugar, a spoonful of cookies makes the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of cookies helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Wow, I'm doing like Mary Poppins as a bass. That was like a really low key for that song. Tomorrow is a new day. Triple R, we are all here for you. True. That is true. Today I had like 2 mental breakdowns. You got your 6 tardy, then I got in trouble for drawing on my arm. Why would I used to draw on my arm in high school. Like I would trace all the blue veins on my inner arms because I was extremely bored in high school. Why would they care? Why would they care about that? There's much more important things. I think someone is bored at your school. Both you and the person getting you in trouble, because you had a bad day, you're taking one down, you sing a sad song to just turn it around. I know Wes, right? Uh, my goodness. People are being hard on Kristen Cheyenne Triple Star. Where, where am I? Hey, hey, I here has got the fur in her eyes. But Yeah, you know what? This is a really amazing chat. I love that people are coming up with helpful things to help each other with whatever's going on, you know? Oh, I know you were all dying to hear what I had for lunch. It's kind of a late lunch, but I just like some healthier food because I kind of was slacking off over the summer, and I don't know, I just wasn't real inspired. But hugs for Triple R. Aw, Kristen, we all send you big hugs. The teacher thought I was doing something else, the drawing on my yeah, maybe they were just worried that it wasn't just drawing, you know? I don't know. I think everyone I think everyone has been, I don't know, I would say easily triggered today. I will say this, I wasn't necessarily feeling like my energy wasn't really off today, but I was also extremely tired. So, like, you know, I don't know, a pastor at church tonight was saying how he has trouble falling asleep sometimes, and I think one of the reasons I don't have trouble falling asleep is just out of pure, uh the number of hours that I sleep is so little, and then I do physical exercise that is kind of intense, so by the time it's time for me to go to bed, there's nothing left. I mean, like, I would fall asleep just almost standing up, but I think that may be why I didn't really, feel all the weird energy today because I was just so dead tired. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and, um, I need to catch up on the news because I missed some stuff earlier in the week. But, sometimes I just don't turn on anything, and I don't even look at, like, my phone stuff. So, that's it's kinda good and bad, you know? I think it's okay to take a break, but then I need to know what's happening in the world. Keeks Majikster K Dog, did you see the moo on the Discord? Wait, I thought that was a personal message to me. Wait, did you moo on, like, Giant Bun's Discord? Wait, um, I have had no time to even, like, look at those, oh my gosh, the picture of Daniel, I love it. Of his little chin. Oh my, that is beautiful, Daniel. I tell you, you really find the shots. You really do. Yeah, I think I saw the DM that you sent me, Kristen, which was funny because I think it was when yeah, it was when I was, like, getting on my way to church or something. Silly girl. Uh-oh, did I just turn my camera? Oh, no, there's my okay. But yes, and we have AJ Punk in the house, so I'm gonna read 1984 tonight, AJ Punk. What do you think about that? You had one good okay, see, this now, Kristen, this is something I've been hearing at church, both the churches that I go to, both the churches I divide my time between. Oh, that's my coffee. But I have heard both pastors and people in these churches. There's some really sweet people at the other church that I go to also, and they do a lot of well, both churches do a lot of personal testimony where people say what they want to say. And I've been hearing a lot of people say that they're just so thankful. And I think when I heard you say that you had something good happen, that makes me think you're thankful for that and you're appreciating that something, you're noticing the good stuff. Even if you've had like all kinds of stuff that was really distracting because it was felt really negative, what is your good thing? Tell us your good thing that happened, Kristen, because um I think that's something we really have to settle down sometimes and think, you know what? There's a lot of stuff happening that I wish wasn't happening, or it's just difficult and it's aggravating or whatever, but like you need to like settle down and actually remember there's so many good things, and you just have to like be able to connect to those good things or notice the new good things that may have come into your life while the more negative things, you know what I mean? There's always gonna be something good. Like look at that mug. That mug. Hmm. Yeah, you. Kristen wants to come over and see you, Donkey. Now this is a good thing. Donks is a good thing. Is that right, Donkey? You great white bun? He's a great white bun. Yeah, he's a good boy. Donkey, do you want pets? Do you want me to come and give you pets? Oh, he chomped his little mouth. That means he wants that. You want mommy to come see you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how he communicates. He does little chompy mouth. Um, you're back? Okay, AJ Punk. And you know what? I am gonna read earlier tonight than usual because you didn't fail your ICP exam and that I finished all my assignments that I have. Okay, that's huge. Well, you showed me how you did on your chemistry physics thing, and that was amazing because I really struggled. Chemistry? Oh boy, how am I gonna get up off the floor with all this? But yeah, I feel for you, Kristen, because that's a really difficult class, that combined chemistry physics class. So you did awesome on that, and you showed me your grade. And hmm, the fact that you got all your assignments done, I can only imagine how much homework you're getting with all those tough classes. So, oh, donkey. Oh, did I step on your toe? Wait, Dunk, I thought that was the lettuce. Here, boy. Wait, come here. Did mommy step on your toe? Here. Oh, boy. Did I step on one of your toes? I think that was just the lettuce. Yeah, I think that was just the big lettuce thing. I hope it was. Did you want a coffee? Oh no, no, don't eat the iPhone. Or maybe you should. Maybe the Giant Bunz producer will buy me the iPhone. What number is it now? Like 14 or something? I'm just kidding. I don't Giant Bunz producer. He's probably very busy and didn't hear that, but I just want my Android to be back the way it was when I could do YouTube and the camera at the same time. Oh yeah, we're gonna do 1984. We've been holding off when you're not here, AJ Punk, because um you are the biggest fan of 1984. You enjoy it so much that I wouldn't read it without you. You wrestling novelist, you are a fan of the George Orwell novel, and I wouldn't read it without you. Krispy Kreme, Krusty Krab, Thirsty Cookie Tillman in the chat, live, almost in person, virtually in person. Thank you for being here, Crispy. You know her, you love her. She's Krispy Kreme. And now I want donuts. Wait, Prostorian? Hang on, wait. Prostorian? Oh my gosh, I missed that. Prostorian, our beloved giant Bunz historian. iPhone, oh, it was 17? Oh my gosh, I forgot that it was. I watched the whole release thingy majingy. Um, The camera stuff is cool. Like there's some cool things. And yeah, the whole oh my gosh. You know, here's something weird, guys. I mean, not that it's not it doesn't even matter. I didn't even know who he was. I looked him up when I found out, but I was not aware of this man. And I know you're probably gonna say, Captain Curie, you've been living under a rock. Yes, I have. Been living under a rock covered of with bunnies. So, but I was not aware of who he was. Not that that matters because a poor person was murdered, but yeah, hmm, I'm sorry to hear about all of the terrible shootings that this country has experienced in, gosh, what, the last 20 years? It's just been insane. I mean, and obviously we've had many politically linked figures that have been shot in this country for, gosh, since what, the 60s? Yeah. I was talking about that with the pastor of the church tonight. You know, he was saying that he remembered when John F. Kennedy was shot, and that he remembered when, you know, there was Reagan and his press secretary, and the pastor said he remembered when Martin Luther King was shot. I mean, like it's just I don't want to bring the chat. I don't want to bring the whole stream down, but you know, guys, it's I think there's a lot of things in the background that need to fit in order for this country to heal because it's like mental illness and no healthy communication between people of opposing views. You combine a couple of those things and then you throw in some racial tension and then you throw in a country that has a lot of guns. Okay. Sorry. There we go. We've got hugely loose access to guns in this country and guns that get into the hands of people who are mentally ill and have a history of violence a lot. You know, it's just I don't know. I don't know much about what happened. I don't know any well, I heard a little bit about the person who did it. Well, no, I didn't. All I heard was that they were like 50 years old and a male. That's about it. That's about as far as I heard. You didn't know who he was? Okay, Krispy Kreme. Oh my goodness. I'm like comforted to hear that because the person that I was talking to when I heard the news was like, "What do you mean? This guy is really famous." And I was like, "I just have not exposed to the guy. I didn't yeah." And I guess they were saying like, "Oh, there's been someone else was like, oh, well, there's been a lot of YouTube, you know, he's on YouTube a lot. You know, a lot of his videos are highly circulated." And I was like, "Well, maybe I have seen a clip of him, but I just the name did not definitely didn't ring a bell to me." But yeah, I think that you want donuts too. I mean, like donuts, pretty much. You guys, I think also another thing that the world needs is more donuts. I think we can all, that's something we can all agree on. Donuts are delicious. Everyone in the world, am I right, Donkey? Is that words of wisdom? Um, picking, picking words of donuts, let it be. If you want a cruller or a cake donut, maybe a stuffed eclair, maybe get a jelly, get a donut. Oh wait, Mikey, what? You have news about this? The killer? Oh my gosh! Okay, they caught the person. It wasn't who they originally really? Okay. You would have thought it would have been obvious because it was like in a public, the guy was speaking in public, right? And Hugh and Mel, I'm for Trump all the way. Would never wish that on, yeah. You know, Hugh and Mel, doesn't matter what political party you're from. Someone's getting murdered. And I heard that this guy was a, young father of little, like a baby and a little, I mean, and not that that matters either. Not that that matters either. Everyone has the right to live without getting murdered. But like, yeah. And this is something I said earlier today too. It's like when you go and you murder a politically linked figure, it does nothing beneficial for your agenda and your little party of, whatever you stand for. It because it's going to inflame the group you were trying to hurt. It's you're just going to create a whole world of hate and conflict. So yeah, it's unbelievable to me. It is unimaginable that someone gets to the point in their brain that they think, "Oh, I'm going to murder, go shoot and murder someone." Like it's. I really think it's got it. Mental illness has to be a huge part of it. Um, these videos of him speaking at colleges would pop up. Okay, so that was a common thing. He would like tour colleges. Okay. My YouTube is a lot of food, foraging for wild foods and how to process them and make stuff out of them. I have a lot of mental health videos that I watch. What else? Animal videos, I don't know. I sound like kind of a dork, but you don't like Kristen, you know, Kristen, here's the trick. You know what you need to do to all the donuts? You just need to put mustard on them and then you'll love them, Kristen. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna tell on Kristen. One of the ladies at church was like trying to get Kristen away from the mustard. She saw Kristen opening the refrigerator, and I was like, she has a problem with mustard. She has this serious problem. I was telling her how she puts mustard on desserts, and then this one was like, I think she may have put mustard in that drink that she has. But oh my gosh, it was Kristen. We're all very worried. We're gonna have what is it called? We're gonna have a um what is it when you confront someone with their addiction, with their big problem? You have not a consultation. Oh dear, I can't remember the word. Intervention. We are gonna have a Christian Cheyenne Star Mustard Queen intervention. And yeah, I basically had a small intervention today at church with another lady, and I can't remember her name. No mustard on donut. Okay, the video I was watching is a few hours old. Um, I'm from the Cookie Political Party, Cookies for Everyone. Mikey, I like that party. Um, that sounds like a delicious party to join. And that would go along really well with my idea for the cookie currency, changing all the world's currency to cookies, because again, all the world likes donuts, all the world also likes cookies. Each country can have their preeminent, best, iconic cookie that they're known for. Mikey, I know your country, stroopwafel. Am I right? That's gonna be your country's cookie currency. I think Sweden also has, like, some kind of a waffly cookie thing, um, but without, like, the maple syrup drenched in it, which so it's not quite as good. America would probably be like the chocolate chip cookie, like the iconic chocolate chip cookie. Okay, Scotland, shortbread cookies. Their cookie currency that will still make them feel this is our Scottish money. It'll be shortbread cookies, but you know what? Cookies are cookies, right? A cookie is a cookie is a cookie. So like you can pay for something in the United States with a shortbread cookie, and we'll give you change for that shortbread cookie in chocolate chip cookie, you know? Or you want to go over to the Netherlands with your Scottish shortbread, you pay for something, they're gonna give you change in stroopwafels. Who would want that? So it's Mikey, I'm glad you met I didn't know about the cookie political party. I'm gonna join that party, and I'm gonna plug my cookie currency and see if I can get it, maybe the cookie party will be able to promote, we'll be able to get my cookie currency to take over this boring paper currency. I mean, cryptocurrency. We want cookie. We all need cookies. Okay? Shouldn't say that a lot. Shouldn't say that word a lot. Wait, where's Dunk or where is Gwynnie? All right, Gwynnie, I know you want cookies. He's like, I'm sitting by a green pepper right now. Oh my gosh. I need to sweep the boys' side. I was only able to clean the girls' side before the stream started, and then I heard like the Captain Kira song starting, and I was like, oh my gosh. Um, but we will do a big sweep. I did clean all the pee though. Donut madness. No month, yeah. Chris Dorian, you have to go to bed early tonight. I'll be a snorian soon. Sounds good. Boston cream donuts. Oh, sick Hewlin Ma. I don't think I can. I don't think I can finish reading that. You don't like her? Oh, that I know who you're talking about. Mustard. I don't want to read that either. Thank you. Intervention. There's a series on A&E called Intervention about drug addiction. Yep. Kristen, the 6'7" he clock it. I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought I'm just so unhip. I don't know what they're talking about. Kristen and her sister were kind of trolling me at church. Oh, do we have sneezy? Just, I hope you're not choking. We did do sneezies. Is that what we did? Okay. Hey, did we do licky lips and then chompy chomp and twitchy snouts? Oh, licky lips. You're ready for your snout close up? Oh, he's a sweet boy. Yeah, he's the sweetest boy. You talking? Oh, good. That Dusty. Dusty trying to like, make another exit. Another hole in the castle. Dusty. Oh boy. Jack's rabbits lived for how long? Dinky lived for how long with the castle and he didn't destroy his castle. Saving up my Christy, the problem is couldn't afford my mortgage because I need all my currency. Ooh, that's the problem. King Dunk, does cookie currency follow the gold standard? I had been saving up many cookies to buy a house, but once I finally got enough cookies, they told me the cookies were stale and worthless. So once again, I have to sleep in the bunny vent. Oh, oh. Well, I mean, you know what, Mikey? I have to say this. I've been known to eat a stale cookie. They're still pretty good. You know what? They're still cookies. Um, I would just say don't shun a stale cookie. No, freeze-dried cookie. That's the worst, Mikey and L. Yeah, very true. What the heck is this? I know Hewlin Mall. Kristen and her sister were like, "Oh yeah, this we're all about the six." And I'm like, "Tell me what it means, okay?" And they're being trolls today. I will post a video. Okay, thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen Cheyenne, adopted mustard queen daughter. Um, you need to get wood planks for them to chew on. Oh yeah. Good grief, Dusty. Get out of the water dish, Dusty. Dusty, you know what? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, she just dumped the whole water. Oh, Dusty. Mikey, I am glad you said that. I need to bring in wood planks for these guys. You just need a small lake here in the corner. You happy with yourself? Okay, okay. Oh my gosh, I almost let her out with the girls' door open. Oh, Captain Q? What the what? Okay, Dusty, go play. Look at this. Look at it. Just wants to. Hi, Dusty. Freeze. Let's go see the boys' side game. Are they chopped liver? But oh my gosh, I can't get over this. Oh, there we go. Winch. Hello, baby boy. Hi. Hello. Look at this sweet boy. I love him so much. You guys, Gwynnie is gonna be 4 years old. Hmm. He is gonna be a 4-year-old bunny father. Oh, and here he is snuggling with his son. Oh my gosh. I don't think Gwynnie got enough attention today. Look at him. He's just so happy. And Slugbird, you got a little bit more one-on-one attention because you were sitting with me downstairs. Just he was just by himself sitting with me downstairs this morning. Um, yeah, but Mikey, the wood planks, thank you. I need to really write myself a note. So I will remember. I have some in my garage, Mikey NL, just for that purpose. 2 planks. Yeah. Can you clock it, Kristen? It's the Drench? You mean like Grinch? The Grinch? It's Mr. Grinch. You're a cute one, Mr. Grinch. You are cuddling with your son. Look at this big boy. I think this is really amazing that a male rabbit can have another male rabbit that he completely cuddles with and loves, and there's no fighting. I think part of it is that Sluggo is a gentle giant and he never wants to fight. He just is a friend to everyone. And I think that's, I mean, obviously because they're father and son, I think that is a huge part of it. But, you know, Gwynnie does not get along with Donkey and not really with Little Gray so much, but definitely not Donkey. And And then Donkey doesn't get along with Little Gray, and Donkey know that Donkey and Sluggo have ever fought. Sluggo is like the only boy bunny that wasn't ripped to shreds by Donkey. That's so funny. Maybe just because he was like so non-confrontational or something, but um all right, we're gonna do 1984 soon, guys. Yes, AJ. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Mm. Yeah, he yourself, Christian Cheyenne Star. He to the hee haw. No, I don't want back to school shopping from Google. What the? How do I get rid of this? No, I don't want that. Oh my, I don't want kids' backpacks. What the heck? Here we are. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So our hero Winston is trying to meet up with his girl. That she has just recently sent him a little crumpled up folded paper note, shoved it in his hand very secretly, and said, I love you. Okay. I gotta make sure I don't want to read this same. Okay. Okay, so he tells her the directions. You turn left, then right, then left again, and the gate's got no top bar. Yes, what time? About 15. You may have to wait. I'll get there by another way. Are you sure you remember everything? Yes. Then get away from me as quick as you can. She need not have told him that, but for the moment they could not extricate themselves from the crowd. The trucks were still filing past, the people still insatiably gaping. At the start, there had been a few boos and hisses, but it came only from the party members among the crowd and had soon stopped. The prevailing emotion was simply curiosity. Foreigners, whether from Eurasia or from East Asia, were kind of a strange animal. One literally never saw them except in the guise of prisoners. And even as prisoners, one never got more than a momentary glimpse of them. Nor did one know what became of them, apart from the few who were hanged as war criminals, and others simply vanished, presumably into, oh, we got Dusty. Hi, Dusty. Yeah, I'm reading in here. That's my coffee. Um, Hello, Dusty. Yeah, the others simply vanished, presumably into forced labor camps. The round, mobile face had given way to faces of a more European type, dirty, bearded, and exhausted. From over scrubby cheekbones, eyes looked into Winston's, sometimes with strange intensity, and flashed away again. The convoy was drawing to an end. Camera's still active. Okay. The convoy was drawing to an end. In the last truck, he could see an aged man, his face a mass of grizzled hair, standing upright with wrists crossed in front of him as though he were used to having them bound together. It was almost time for Winston and the girl to part, but at the last moment, while the crowd still hemmed them in, her hand felt for his and gave it a fleeting squeeze. It could not have been 10 seconds. and yet it seemed a long time that their hands were clasped together. Get into my lap? Oh my goodness, what a cutie pie. You can sit in my lap if you want. My gosh, such a sweet boy. Yes, and then thanks, Dusty, for dumping the water dish. That was cute. Very cute, Dusty. Um, he had to learn, he had time to learn every detail of her hand. He explored the long fingers, the shapely nails, the work-hardened palm with its row of calluses, the smooth flesh under the wrist. Merely from feeling it, he would have known it by sight. In the same instant, it occurred to him that he did not know what color the girl's eyes were. They were probably brown, but people with dark hair sometimes had blue eyes. To turn his head and look at her would have been inconceivable folly. With hands locked together, invisible among the press of bodies, they stared steadily in front of them, and instead of the eyes of the girl, the eyes of the aged prisoner gazed mournfully at Winston out of nests of hair. Okay, now we're still on part 2. Now we're on chapter 2. Winston picked his way up the lane through dappled light and shade, stepping out into pools of gold wherever the boughs parted. Under the trees to the left of him, the ground was misty with bluebells. The air seemed to kiss one's skin. It was the 2nd of May. From somewhere deeper in the heart of the wood came the droning of ringdoves. He was a bit early. There had been no difficulty about the journey. And the girl was so evidently experienced that he was less frightened than he would have normally been. Presumably, she could be trusted to find a safe place. In general, you could not assume that you were much safer in the country than in London. There were no telescreens, of course, but there was always the danger of concealed microphones by which your voice might be picked up and recognized. Besides, it was not easy to make a journey by yourself without attracting attention. For distances of less than 100 kilometers, it was not necessary to get your passport endorsed, but sometimes there were patrols hanging about the railway station who examined the papers of any party member they found there and asked awkward questions. Oh my gosh, guys. Have you heard about all the ICE people like asking anyone for papers, like, and if they have an accent or just, I mean, they just people, and the thing is, it's like people don't have their passports and all of their documentation papers just if they're going to work or if they're just, there's been a lot of crazy stuff with people being asked for their papers. And it's so weird because I was listening to that on the news today. And then to read it in 1984, which was written long ago, and with the hidden microphones and the telescreens, it's just, I'm really struck that George Orwell could have predicted so very much of the technology that fascism can use in order to, further its agenda and control people and, arrest people. But yeah, it's weird. It is weird how timely this book is when it was written so long ago. And now my phone just, oh, not more ads, please. Okay. Um, so yeah, but sometimes there were patrols hanging about the railway stations. And that's the other thing. I heard that they had ICE people like hanging out at bus stations today that were asking people random for their papers. Yeah, crazy. Who examined the papers of any party member they found there and asked awkward questions. However, no patrols had appeared, and on the walk from the station, he made sure by cautious backward glances that he was not being followed. The train was full of proles in holiday mood because of the summery weather. The wooden seated carriage in which he traveled was filled to overflowing by a single enormous family, ranging from a toothless great grandmother to a month-old baby, going out to spend an afternoon with in-laws in the country. And as they freely explained to Winston, to get hold of a little black market butter. The lane widened, and in a minute he came to the footpath she had told him of, a mere cattle track, which plunged beneath the bushes, or which plunged between the bushes. He had no watch, but it could not be 15 yet. The bluebells were so thick underfoot that it was impossible not to tread on them. He knelt down and began picking some, partly to save, um, partly to pass the time away, but also from a vague idea that he would like to have a bunch of flowers to offer to the girl when they met. He had got together a big bunch and was smelling their faint, sickly scent when a sound at his back froze him, the unmistakable crackle of a foot on twigs. He went on picking bluebells. It was the best thing to do. It might be the girl, or he might have been followed after all. To look round was to show guilt. He picked another and another. A hand fell lightly on his shoulder. He looked up. It was the girl. Shook her head, evidently as a warning that he must keep silent. Excuse me. Then parted the bushes and quickly led the way along the narrow track into the wood. Obviously, she had been that way before, for she dodged the boggy bits as though by habit. Winston followed, still clasping his bunch of flowers. His first feeling was relief. But as he watched the strong, slender body moving in front of him, with the scarlet sash that was just tight enough to bring out the curve of her hips, the sense of his own inferiority was heavy upon him. Even now it seemed quite likely that when she turned round and looked at him, she would draw back after all. The sweetness of the air and the greenness of the leaves daunted him. Already on the walk from the station, the May sunshine had made him feel dirty and I don't even know how to say this, etiolated, E-T-I-O, etiolated, a creature of indoors with the sooty dust of London in the pores of his skin. It occurred to him that till now she had probably never seen him in broad daylight in the open. They They came to the fallen tree that she had spoken of. The girl hopped over and forced apart the bushes, in which there did not seem to be an opening. When Winston followed her, he found that they were in a natural clearing, a tiny grassy knoll surrounded by tall saplings that shut it in completely. The girl stopped and turned. "Here we are," she said. He was facing her at several paces distance. As yet, he did not dare move nearer to her. "I didn't want to say anything in the lane," she went on, "in case there's a mic hidden there. I don't suppose there is, but there could be. There's always the chance of one of those swine recognizing your voice. We're all right here." He still had not the courage to approach her. "We're all right here," he repeated stupidly. "Yes. Look at the trees." They were small ashes which at some time had been cut down and had sprouted up again into a forest of poles, none of them thicker than one's wrist. There's nothing big enough to hide a mic in. Besides, I've been here before. They were only making conversation. He had managed to move closer to her now, stood before him very upright, with a smile on her face that looked faintly ironical, as though she were wondering why he was so slow to act. The bluebells had cascaded onto the ground. They seemed to have fallen of their own accord. He took her hand. Would you believe, he said, that till this moment— oh gosh, I gotta get my battery pack, you guys, 1 second. Uno segundo. Here. Oh my goodness, and I found I think guys. Now the giant bus are having dessert. Thanks, you get to forming him. Now that's pretty perfect right there. Should we go and see here? We'll go and well, wait a minute. No, they might eat the cord. Maybe I'll stay here. What do you think, Donkey? All right, guys. We're gonna— wow, it's 10 o'clock at night. Crazy. Let's read a little bit more though, because they just met up, just meeting up. Would you believe, he said, that till this moment didn't know what color your eyes were? They were brown, he noted, a rather light shade of brown with dark lashes. Now that you've seen what I'm really like, can you still bear to look at me? Yes, easily. I'm 39 years old. I've got a wife that I can't get rid of. I've got varicose veins. I've got 5 false teeth. I couldn't care less, said the girl. The next moment, it was hard to say by whose act, he was in his arms. At the beginning, he had no feeling except sheer incredulity, incredulity. The youthful body was strained against his own, the mass of dark hair was against his face, and yes, actually, she had turned her face up. He was kissing the wide red mouth. He had clasped her arms about his neck. She was calling him darling, precious one, loved one. He had pulled her down onto the ground. She was utterly unresisting. He could do— wait, follow donkey. He could do what he liked with her. But the truth was that he had no physical sensation except that of mere contact. All he felt was incredulity and pride. He was glad that this was happening, but he had no physical desire. It was too soon. Her youth and prettiness had frightened him. He was too much used to living without women. He did not know the reason. The girl picked herself up and pulled a bluebell out of her hair. She sat against him, putting her arm round his waist. Never mind, dear, there's no hurry. We've got the whole afternoon. Isn't this a splendid hideout? I found it when I got lost once on a community hike. If anyone was coming, you could hear them 100 meters away. What is your name? Said Winston. Julia. I know yours. It's Winston. Winston Smith. How did you find that out? I expect I'm better at finding out things than you are, dear. Tell me, What do you think of me before what did you think of me before the day I gave you the note? He did not feel any temptation to tell lies to her. It was even a sort of love offering to start off by telling the worst. I hated the sight of you, he said. I wanted to rape you and then murder you afterward. The boy. Two, here's some honesty. 2 weeks ago, I thought seriously of smashing your head in with a cobblestone. If you really want to know, I imagined that you had something to do with the thought police. The girl laughed delightedly, evidently taking this as a tribute to the excellence of her disguise. Not the thought police. You didn't honestly think that. Well, perhaps not exactly that, but from your general appearance, merely because you're young and fresh and healthy, you understand, I thought that probably you thought I was a good party member. Pure in word and deed, banners, processions, slogans, games, community hikes, all that stuff. And you thought that if I had a quarter of a chance, I'd denounce you as a thought criminal and get you killed off. Yeah, something of that kind. A great many young girls are like that, you know. It's this bloody thing that does it, she said, ripping off the scarlet sash of the Junior Anti Sex League and flinging it onto a bough. Then, as though touching her waist had reminded her of something, he felt in the pocket of her overalls and produced a small slab of chocolate. He broke it in half and gave one of the pieces to Winston. Even before he had taken it, he knew by the smell that it was very unusual chocolate. It was dark and shiny and was wrapped in silver paper. Chocolate normally was dull brown, crumbly stuff that tasted, nearly as one could describe it, like the smoke of a rubbish fire. But at some time or another, he had tasted chocolate like the piece she had given him. The first whiff of its scent had stirred up some memory which he could not pin down, but which was powerful and troubling. Where did you get this stuff? He said. Black market, she said indifferently. Actually, I am that sort of girl to look at. Good at games. I was a troop leader in the Spies. I do voluntary work 3 evenings a week for the Junior Anti-Sex League. Hours and hours I've spent pasting their bloody rot all over London. I always carry one end of a banner in the processions. I always look cheerful and I never shirk anything. Always yell with the crowd. That's what I say. It's the only way to be safe. The first fragment of chocolate had melted on Winston's tongue. Taste was delightful. There was still that memory moving around the edges of his consciousness, something strongly felt but not reducible to definite shape, like an object seen out of the corner of one's eye. He pushed it away from him, aware only that it was the memory of some action which he would have liked to undo but could not. You are very young, he said. You are 10 or 15 years younger than I am. What could you see to attract you to a man like me? It was something in your face. I thought I'd take a chance. I'm good at spotting people who don't belong. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were against them. Then it appeared, them, it appeared, meant the party, and above all, the inner party, about whom she talked with an open, jeering hatred which made Winston feel uneasy, although he knew that they were safe here if they could be safe, although he knew that they were safe here if they could be safe anywhere. A thing that astonished him about her was the coarseness of her language. Party members were supposed not to swear, and Winston himself very seldom did swear aloud at any rate. Julia, however, seemed unable to mention the party, and especially the inner party, without using the kind of words that you saw chalked up in dripping alleyways. He did not dislike it. It was merely one symptom of her revolt against the party in all of its ways. And somehow it seemed natural and healthy, like the sneeze of a horse that smells bad hay. They had left the clearing and were wandering around through the checkered shade with their arms round each other's waists whenever it was wide enough to walk through abreast. He noticed how much softer her waist seemed to feel now that the sash was gone. They did not speak above a whisper. Outside the clearing, Julia said it was better to go quietly. Presently, they had reached the edge of a little wood. Stopped him. Don't go out into the open. There might be someone watching. We're all right if we keep behind the boughs. They were standing in the shade of hazel bushes. Sunlight filtering through innumerable leaves was still hot on their faces. Winston looked out into the field beyond and underwent a curious, slow shock of recognition. He knew it by sight. An old, close-bitten pasture with a footpath wandering across it and a molehill here and there. In the ragged hedge on the opposite side, the boughs of the elm trees swayed just perceptibly in the breeze, and their leaves stirred faintly in dense masses like women's hair. Surely somewhere nearby, but out of sight, there must be a stream with green pools where dace were swimming. Isn't there a stream somewhere near here? He whispered. That's right, there is a stream. It's at the edge of the next field, actually. There are fish in it, great big ones. You can watch them lying in the pools under the willow trees, waving their tails. It's the golden country. Almost, he murmured. The golden country? It's nothing really, a landscape I've seen sometimes in a dream. Look, whispered Julia. A thrush had alighted on a bough not 5 meters away, almost at the level of their faces. Perhaps it had not seen them. It was in the sun, they in the shade. It spread out its wings, fitted them carefully into place again, ducked its head for a moment as though making a sort of obeisance into the sun, and then began to pour forth a torrent of song. In the afternoon, in the afternoon hush, the volume of sound was startling. Winston and Julia clung together, fascinated. The music went on, minute after minute, with astonishing variations, never once repeating itself, almost as though the bird were deliberately showing off its virtuosity. Sometimes it stopped for a few seconds, spread out and resettled its wings, then swelled its speckled breast again and burst into song. Winston watched it with a sort of vague reverence. For whom, for what was that bird singing? No mate, no rival was watching it. What made it sit at the edge of the lonely wood and pour its music into nothingness? He wondered whether, after all, there was a microphone hidden somewhere near. He and Julia had spoken only in low whispers, and it would not pick up what they had said, but it would pick up the thrush. Perhaps at the other end of the instrument, some small, beetle-like man was listening intently, listening to that. But by degrees, the flood of music drove all speculations out of his mind. It was as though it were kind of liquid stuff that poured all over him and got mixed up with the sunlight that filtered through the leaves. Stopped thinking and merely felt. The girl's waist in the bend of his arm was soft and warm. He pulled her round so that they were breast to breast. Her body seemed to melt into his. Wherever his hands moved, it was all as yielding as water. Their mouths clung together. It was quite different from the hard kisses they had exchanged earlier. When they moved, their faces apart again, both of them sighed deeply. The bird took fright and fled with a clatter of wings. Winston put his lips against her ear. Now, he whispered. Not here, she whispered back. Come back to the hideout. It's safer. Quickly, with an occasional crackle of twigs, they threaded their way back to the clearing. When they were once inside the ring of saplings, she turned and faced him. They were both breathing fast, but the smile had reappeared round the corners of her mouth. Stood looking at him for an instant, then felt at the zipper of her overalls. And yes, it was almost as in his dream, almost as swiftly as he had imagined it. She had torn her clothes off, and when she flung them aside, it was with that same magnificent gesture by which a whole civilization seemed to be annihilated. Her body gleamed white in the sun. For a moment he did not look at her body. His eyes were anchored by the freckled face with its faint, cold smile. He knelt down before her and took her hands in his. Have you done this before? Of course, hundreds of times. Well, scores of times anyway. With party members? Yes, always with party members. With members of the inner party? Not with those swine, no, but there's plenty that would if they got half a chance. They're not so holy as they make out. His heart leapt. Scores of times she had done it? He wished it had been hundreds, thousands. Anything that hinted at corruption always filled him with a wild hope. Who knew? Perhaps the party was rotten under the surface, its cult of strenuousness and self-denial simply a sham concealing iniquity. He could have infected the whole lot of them with leprosy or syphilis. How gladly he would have done so. Anything to rot, to weaken, to undermine. He pulled her down so that they were kneeling face to face. Listen, the more men you've had, the more I love you. Do you understand that? Yes, perfectly. I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want any virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone to be corrupt to the bone. Well then, I ought to suit you, dear. I'm corrupt to the bone. You like doing this? I don't mean simply me. I mean the thing in itself. I adore it. That was above all what he wanted to hear. Not merely the love of one person, but the animal instinct, the simple, undifferentiated desire. That was the force that would tear the party to pieces. He pressed her down upon the grass among the fallen bluebells. This time there was no difficulty. Presently the rising and falling of their breaths slowed to normal speed, and in a sort of pleasant helplessness they fell apart. The sun seemed to have grown hotter. They were both sleepy. He reached out for the discarded overalls and pulled them partly over her. Almost immediately they fell asleep and slept for about half an hour. Winston woke first, sat up and watched the freckled face, still peacefully asleep, pillowed on the palm of her hand. Except for her mouth, you could not call her beautiful. There was a line or two round the eyes if you looked closely. Short dark hair was extraordinarily thick and soft. It occurred to him that he still did not know her surname or where she lived. The young, strong body, now helpless in sleep, awoke in him a pitying, protecting feeling. But the mindless tenderness that he had felt under the hazel tree while the thrush was singing had not quite come back. He pulled the overalls aside and studied her smooth white flank. In the old days, he thought, a man looked at a girl's body and saw that it was desirable, and that was the end of the story. But you could not have pure love or pure lust nowadays. No emotion was pure because everything was mixed up with fear and hatred. Their embrace had been a battle, the climax of victory. It was a blow struck against the party. It was a political act. All right, we're going to end there. That's the end of part 2, chapter 2. Right, dogs? How do we get back to there it is. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Where's my chat? Okay. Oh, I just got another sub? I was at when did that happen? I was at like 330 and I was really excited. Yeah, 331. Yeah, yeah, that's so exciting, you guys. If only we could have custom emotes. I know, I love those. Like all the Dinky from Waffle Cone and all that stuff. I love that. Great book. Thanks, AJ Punk. I'm so glad that you are enjoying this. Big love to you, buddy. Um, yes, Queen. Thank you. Who's still here? We got 5 people. We got 5 people. Can you? Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Obviously, we're ending. Oh, it's my camera. Fuzzy. Um, obviously, we're ending a little later than usual. That's, that's not a problem or anything. But yeah, big love to all you guys. And Donkey, can you do shaky? I wonder if I could ever teach Donkey to do shaky paw like a dog. Could you ever learn shaky paw? Could you ever learn shaky paw? He's so cute. And you have him do shake. What about shaky ear? Oh. But yeah, big love to AJ Punk, to Kristen Cheyenne Star Triple R, Ranch Dressing Smoothie K Dog, Mustard Queen. And hope you feel better tomorrow and have a better day, Kristen. Because we know you, we love you, we're here for you. Much love to Mr. Weez Banana na 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 on and on and on and on. Much love to you. Much love to Hewlin Mod, my main man moderator, and his Miss Lucy Goosey Floofy Poopy. Much love to who else? Mikey and L. Much love to you. How exciting! You were able to spend a decent amount of time on the stream. That is a rarity. So, welcome back. Much love to Krispy Kreme, as always, and all of her kitty cats. And I think she might be adopting a little homeless kitty that was found by another friend of ours. So yeah, I hope things are moving forward with that. If you are indeed going to adopt that it's like beautiful gray kitten. Oh my gosh, got pictures. But much love to Prestorian, Giant Bunz Historian. I know you're going to bed early. Much love to all of you guys. Did we? I guess that was it. Now we got 3, but yeah, guys. I am going to I'm gonna wrap it up and yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. I think I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the night. I think that's what needs to happen. Possibly, oh, okay. I think there was some more laundry I had to get out of the washing machine. But aside from that, good night, all you guys. Let's all be a snoring in with Mr. Prestoringen. And yeah, big love to all you guys. I guess we'll still do a little song. I'll run downstairs. Let's do a little song. Carnival, a song. As usual. I guess there's, yeah, I love you. The door is open, Dusty. Yeah, you would have
funky bones. Don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Funky bones, funky bones. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Ooh, yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, ooh, yeah. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. Ooh. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey. Funky Bones, don't you bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble, don't be afraid. No afraid, look at them dogs. Funky Bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples. Funky Bones, funky bones. Oh yeah, it's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey, hey. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky Bones, funky bones, don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share.
Little gray munching on that hay. Chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play. Jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky. Little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, he don't care why. Wings of earth, he is so high. Freedom in his furry flight. Sun and moon his only guide. No more walls, no cage inside. Little gray so wild inside. Posh and blind, he's on the move. No one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beat, he feels the soothe. Little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams. World ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes. Life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon. Stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune. Backyard life's a wild cartoon.
happy rabbit on a naughty spree. Bananas from Capits in Korea, quick to flee. Teasing sisters, jumping wild and free. Leapfrogging over Posh spice, too stealthy for me. Cookie bags crumble, teeny hears a call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all.